South American qualifying, with the top 4 gaining automatic qualification. 5th into a playoff, and 5th at the moment is Argentina. That's the next qualifying game up for Uruguay, so plenty ahead for them, and they arrive here having just had a little bit of a stutter and a stumble of late. They've lost their last 3 World Cup qualifiers. They've got Italy to come in Nice on Wednesday, so an important few games and few days for Uruguay and their manager Oscar Tabarez. Reasonably healthy crowd at the Aviva Stadium, and supporters still making their way in. Now time for the presidential salute. The presidential party, Michael D. Higgins, the FAI president Tony Fitzgerald, and the president of the Uruguayan FA, Wilmer Valdez.
Players will now be introduced to the
massive football fan, of course, Michael D. Higgins. He'll be hoping to oversee perhaps an Irish victory tonight, certainly an improved Irish performance. Lots of changes from the Mexico game, and back to a flat back 4 as well. We'll speak more on that as we go on. But certainly a disappointing night in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium against Mexico, and one they've got to put behind them now.
Yeah, absolutely. As we've already spoke about, the focus is all about Austria. This is a warm-up game and getting ready for that, getting the players comfortable, as match fit and sharp as we possibly can. Certainly the training during the week, but next game was a tough outing, as we want to forget that one as quickly as possible.
Some recognisable faces as we go down the line at the end. Martin Caceres, a player who's been beset by injury in recent seasons, played just once for Southampton when arriving in as a free agent in February. With some good days in the past, some big clubs as well: Barcelona, Sevilla, Juventus. And at the age of just 30, if we can put the fitness issues behind him, he'll have something to offer someone. Unattached at the moment. And now the captain for the Republic of Ireland this evening, John Walters, always keen to put on that green shirt at every opportunity. And some of the seasoned campaigners, the heavy hitters, back in that 11 tonight.
I think that will help. I think the lads coming back from New York, arrive back in, and they're fresh face. It's always nice to get the full squad together, full accomplishment. I'm sure training, certainly yesterday, would have gone up a notch or two with the quality that's just entered the building. You see a lot of them in your starting 11 tonight. I'm sure we'll see the exact same from next weekend.
At the end of a long, hard domestic season for many of these players, it's time to refocus now. The Austria game coming up in a week's time, and what about this for a warm-up? Position of the calibre of Uruguay. An intriguing game in prospect this evening at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin.
Please rise for today's national anthem, played today by the Army Local Bands.
Applause led by the captain, Maxi Pereira. Nice note of travelling supporters here this evening as well. Now we're on the bit. A great ovation for the Irish anthem and for the experienced managers Martin O'Neill and Oscar Tabarez. And two sides that have just fallen a little off track in recent games. Now an opportunity to get back on track. Let's check on those starting 11s. 8 changes for Martin O'Neill from the loss to Mexico. Darren Randolph in goal. Back to a back four tonight. Cyrus Christie, Shane Duffy and Stephen Ward, joined by Kevin Long. A huge night for him as he makes his first start after his debut off the bench on Thursday. The big guns return in midfield. Whelan, Arter, Hendrick and Brady. Johnny Hayes with a chance to make a statement tonight after an encouraging third cap here recently against Iceland. And up front John Walters, who also captains the side. As for our high-profile visitors this evening, Oscar Tabarez with an 11 showing 6 changes from their last out World Cup qualifying loss in Peru at the end of March. No Luis Suarez or Diego Godin, those the two high-profile absentees, as well as the goalkeeper Fernando Muslera, who I'm told will start against Italy on Wednesday. Still plenty of big names in there though. Maxi Pereira, one of their World Cup semi-finalists from 2010, Atletico Madrid stopper Jose Jimenez, and none bigger than Edinson Cavani off the back of a career-best 49-goal season with Paris Saint-Germain. A couple of the young rising stars getting an opportunity from the start with Uruguay tonight as well. Diego Laxalt of Genoa and Jonathan Ureta Vizcaya, who we expect to have something of a floating role tonight. We were speaking to some of the Uruguayan party earlier and they said it might be a 4-4-2, but it will be flexible as the game goes on. Referee for this one is a recognisable man indeed, Craig Thompson from Scotland, who will be assisted by Alan Mulvaney and Sean Carr. The fourth official, Paul McLaughlin. Well, before kick-off, there will be a minute's silence in memory of all those who lost their lives and all those affected by that horrific attack overnight in London.
London and Manchester. We'd like to take this time to honour the memory of all those who were tragically lost. Please observe a moment's silence.
Given that it's an Irish squad who ply their trade, earn their living in England, what has happened there recently will have hit hard and hit home, I'm sure. Increasingly difficult to make sense of this world we currently live in at times. Sport for many is the distraction. Big game for these two tonight. The Republic of Ireland are focused fully on them. Uruguay deciding to get back to winning ways as well, with upcoming qualifiers in particular against Argentina to look forward to, as they hope to head to Russia in the 13th World Cup finals. The Republic of Ireland, we've not been there since 2002. Incredible to think, 15 years, Japan and South Korea. But a massive week for Martin O'Neill's side, as Edinson Cavani gets us underway at the Aviva Stadium. Austria to come in a week, and all hoping to head into that off the back of an encouraging showing here against one of the world's big names, Uruguay. First touch on his first start for Kevin Long as the header towards midfield and Glenn Whelan. Hendrick pressurised by Jimenez. A touch inside by Carlos Sanchez. Now a run for John Walters. Jimenez is there without his club partner tonight, Diego Godin. And across to Caceres, who's waiting for it. And the pressure coming straight away from Robbie Brady. Laxalt looking for a way out as Ireland look to pressurise early on here. Long in again ahead of Cavani to win a second header. Encouraging start from Kevin Long.
Started really well, very bright in the front foot. Uruguayan cell getting a touch of this ball. Robbie Brady picked up a really good position as that ball got transferred. Sebastian Coates, he came in off the right hand side, wasn't staying wide, and Coates got the comfortable possession.
And Cavani amongst the goal scorers when Uruguay won by the odd goal in 5 here, March of 2011. 4 of the side that started that night start again here. Long, who after some injury hit seasons, his Premier League debut lasting 21 minutes against Newcastle, picked up a cruciate injury that kept him out for quite a while. He's worked his way back, finished the season with Burnley, starting the last 3 Premier League games for Sean Dyche. Now your fortunes can change and change quickly. You know him?
Yeah, he came to MK Dons last season before last. Unfortunately, didn't get in the team until quite late on, and by that time our fate had already been doomed. But he's a really impressive character, very level-headed. See, physically a big, strong boy. He's very comfortable on the ball, and I think he's been really unlucky this year at Burnley. Sean Dyche does not tend to change his starting 11 quite often, certainly in those defensive areas. You have to be very, very patient, but he's been part of the squad all season. He looks strong, he looks fit, and it's a huge opportunity for him.
A big night for him, maybe for Harry Arter as well, who might be stung by the fact that the lads below didn't pick him in their starting 11 for the Austria game.
Oh, I wasn't asked as he would have been in my team.
But just the 5th cap for Harry Arter. And you remember when he broke in, played in that England game, and admitted afterwards he played with injury. Got a groin injury in, but he was so keen to play that played through the pain barrier. There's a late one from Robbie Brady on Laxalt. Interesting to see Brady down the right-hand side, Johnny Hayes on the left to start with for Martin O'Neill.
I spoke during the week quite a bit about Robbie Brady in terms of where he is, the season he's had, and I think the season's been indifferent. It's been a huge change, certainly in club form, the type of player he is. It's his versatility again. This today we see him playing on that right-hand side, going into the Euros last year. Where would he play left back? Thankfully he didn't. He played through the heart of midfield and excelled. Just again, I think it's going to be sum up his Ireland career. He's going to be that versatile one that will always be in the team, but where he plays will very much depend on the other players.
Edinson Cavani not happy with the referee there after he felt he was dealt with a little too vigorously by Kevin Long. It's Ward to sweep it all the way across to Shane Duffy. One of those players who probably needs the minutes at this point, hasn't played since March for his club after that metatarsal injury. And what a season for Brighton. Lovely touch out to that far side, and Brady and Christie combining.
It'll be a key area to pitch for us today. Cyrus Christie, we spoke about in the build-up to this game, and Robbie Brady will naturally come inside to allow that space for Cyrus to make those forehand run forward.
And throwing for Caceres. Bypasses Laxalt, Cavani. Whelan steps in and wins the free kick as well. And the pressure there from Ireland in the opening minutes. And certainly in and around that man.
There's certainly someone you don't want to allow to have time and space. He's just a talented player.
Now, good angle this for Robbie Brady. Big men round towards the back. Long Walters and Duffy all in there. After testing that Uruguayan offside line, and now Brady to step forward. And whips it in, a real tempter as well, headed away by Caceres. Hayes. And now with Whelan. Long. Whelan and Christie. Worth mentioning as well, perhaps it's a Uruguayan goalkeeper, Esteban Conde of Nacional. One of just 4 home-based players in the squad who's making his debut tonight. Will Ireland be able to test him? Randolph. Right down the middle towards Walters. Coates with the header. Here is Arevalo Rios. Maxi Pereira. Here's the final touch. Whelan can mop it up. And Ireland start again with Kevin Long. I guess not just the Mexico game they'll want to put behind them, but the showing here against Iceland as well, when they felt just, I think, what was the 3rd home defeat under Martin O'Neill. Never really got going that night. Iceland were industrious and aggressive and had their game plan and won the game.
Icelanders were very impressive, weren't they? Certainly had a little bit of a hangover from the Wales game, and that's what happened to Seamus. We won't want to go into next weekend's game. I mean, certainly lost 3 games on the bounce. It's not in our DNA. Certainly from the offset, we've set our tone already in this game.
Well, Brady had to hold on to it. Hendrick was in an offside position. Good awareness from Brady. Ireland keep possession, and now down the left-hand side with Ward. Has Hayes there with him. Ward ups to put the cross in over the head of Walters. Hendrick arriving at the back post. They have to be headed behind by Sebastian Coates.
Good bright play yet again. Through well down the left hand side, Stephen Ward. So important with John Walters up in those areas that he does get support, and Hendrick has been the one to try to supply that.
And we heard from Martin O'Neill beforehand saying that Jeff Hendrick will be the one to push on from that midfield area. Now a Brady corner, and he can cause chaos with these. Lots of traffic in and around the goalkeeper Conde, and that's where it's headed. Gets a right fist on it. Now Uruguay looking to break. Too much on the pass though. And Ireland back in possession again. Whelan, Johnny Hayes. Good season again with Aberdeen. Just not at Celtic's level domestically. Finished second to him, but 30 points behind them. Lost both domestic cup finals to them, including that cool one from their point of view, the late Tom Rogic goal. That's a good ball bent beyond Jimenez for Walters. Jimenez trying to make up ground again. Good reactions, well read by Caceres. Saw that Walters was looking for the pullback. Jimenez looking to go long. Time for Christie. Good touch from Cavani. Sanchez. To ping it across to the far side. Christie at full stretch, got a nick of it. Importantly, as Jonathan Areta-Vizcaya was behind him. Areta-Vizcaya, one of the highly regarded players coming in, is for Pachuca in Mexico. His debut lasted just 11 minutes off the bench, 2 yellow cards, and he was sent off. So already on course to last longer in his second appearance at least.
A bit like Cuadrado last night then. Softest red card I've ever seen. It's the first occasion we've looked at a little bit open, a little bit stretched. Started this game very, very well indeed.
Well, there is Oscar Tabarez, one of the longest serving managers, but certainly amongst the top nations, the longest serving manager. He's brought back for his second spell in 2006, having initially been over the side in the late 80s up to 1990. And it failed embarrassingly from their point of view to qualify for the 06 World Cup, losing a penalty shootout to Australia. And so they brought him back in. He was the man who guided them to the semi-finals of the World Cup in 2010, to a famous Copa America win in 2011 as well. Very much the man for the big job, and Randolph just about squeezed that beyond Cavani. Had he got a touch on that, it was an empty net for Edinson Cavani. Here is Hendrick. And now Brady again. Whelan lining one up and able to find what would be just his third international goal. Glenn Whelan, the two he did scored in the qualification campaign for the World Cup in 2010. So I think it's safe to say he's due one.
It's not an area of the pitch we see Glenn well in. A little bit fortunate. I think Walters is trying to give the ball back to Hendrick, and Whelan comes onto it and not quite catches it right. But again, a good example of players playing with a nice area of confidence, comfortable on the ball, dictating possession, proceeding so far.
I think it was a difficult night, wasn't it, for Conor Hourihane in that position against Mexico. And considering he had two very attack-minded midfielders, converted wingers in O'Dowda and Horgan playing ahead of him, but Glenn Whelan plays that role so well for Ireland, just in front of the back four. He's got Harry Arter with him there tonight.
Harry Arter himself has had to learn that role well over the last year to 18 months at Bournemouth. The defensive side of his game has really improved. It was all about what we see now on the ball, ticking things over, very comfortable in possession. Certainly this season in particular, he's played that little bit deeper at times. The absence of Andrew Surman has really excelled.
A great end to the season. Bournemouth 5 wins, 4 draws, 2 defeats from the middle of March to the end of the campaign as they finished 9th. Outstanding achievement. Already moving to strengthen their squad for next season. Asmir Begovic, I think, confirmed there during the week or last week. Eddie Howe will be hunting more as well. Whelan on to Arter. Here is Christie. First chance really to have a run at Caceres, who'll be short of match sharpness, but anything he's done so far, Martin Caceres, he's done sharply and incisively.
He's a good player. Injuries have really stuttered his career over the last year or so. Good battle down that right hand side. I already mentioned Robbie Brady will continue to take up those little pockets just on the inside. You see Cavani coming off with a slight knock.
And if he's coming off, I just wonder if this will be the end of his day. It looks like it might be. There's activity down below. And a disappointment for Uruguay, and I'm sure for the football fans here, that they don't see more of Edinson Cavani. There was a collision with Kevin Long earlier. Not quite sure if it's a legacy of that. They won't take any chances with their star striker. Now here's an opportunity. Brady to wrap that left foot around it, and the goalkeeper didn't look overly confident at his near post, Esteban Conde, but just made sure he got it out of harm's way.
He was never in doubt, was he? Brady full of confidence. Takes Michel Conde. Very tentative save, you must say.
With respect to Christian Stuani, at the same level as Cavani, the man coming on. There's a dangerous ball in, and Duffy was throwing himself at it. And a hair's breadth away, it seemed, from the opening goal for the Republic of Ireland. What a ball in. A real tempter from Robbie Brady again.
Attacks the ball so well. We orchestrate the short corner very well. Shane Duffy's got a matter of inches away from this ball. Conde stuck in no man's land. Does he come? The anguish all over Duffy's face.
Well, so close for Shane Duffy, who got the step on Sebastian Coates there. Read the intentions of Robbie Brady, and so close to the Republic of Ireland to the breakthrough. Confirming it's Christian Stuani, Middlesbrough striker, on to replace Edinson Cavani. Stuani just 4 Premier League goals in a pretty dismal campaign for Middlesbrough. And Squealing goes long, and Hendricks made a great run. Coates just about got there. Played away by Caceres. Rios able to get onto it, and then some compromising defending from Duffy again.
Super tackle by Shane Duffy, wasn't it? Moments after, recognising better, no nonsense. It's a really big game for him this evening. Much needed minutes. Certainly an eye on next weekend against Austria. Sure, if he comes through this test, I have no doubt Martin will be flicking him for next weekend's game.
We're ticking towards 14 minutes, and I think in terms of attitude and aggression here, we're seeing a very strong start from the Republic of Ireland. Here come Uruguay now, though. An opportunity on the half volley, flies well off the mark in the end for Matthias Vecino. They're based in Florence with Fiorentina.
Very speculative effort. It's just on his tie. Really going to trouble Darren Randolph there, but how many times have we seen teams come here and enjoy their afternoon or their evening? Uruguayans know already the type of test they're in for this evening. The team settled well.
Whelan letting Hendrick know the pressure was coming from Aravallo Rios, so first time from Hendrick for Duffy, and now Christie. Laxalt, who's a very attack-minded wide player, is going to have to do his defensive bit here tonight as well. Hendrick tried to squeeze it through to Hayes in off that left-hand side. Here's Brady. A bit of miscommunication with Walters.
Yeah, just forced it slightly. The options come out here to the left-hand side. Jackie Hayes, Stephen Ward itching to get involved in the action. I'm sure Martin O'Neill will be very content with what he's witnessed so far.
Duffy's header into the sky with the back heel. That's a Jimenez. And for a young player, just 22, has played in some huge games for Atletico Madrid. Didn't make it onto the pitch for last season's Champions League final. But battling with Stefan Savic in the main to be Godin's partner at club level. Good piece of business by Atletico. They picked him up from Danubio in his homeland for just $1 million. Here goes Caceres, who's made a good start. Sanchez in off that right hand side. He started every World Cup qualifier. Carlos Sanchez plays with Monterrey in Mexico. Quick feet from the veteran Maxi Pereira. Good sliding challenge from Arthur. Vecino and now Coates. Caceres, who's already played all along that back line from right to left in the qualification campaign. Stuani inside. Out to Vizcaya. Strong work by Johnny Hayes, but Craig Thompson, who'll know him well from football in Scotland, penalised him for that one.
The way we've gone about getting the ball back off the Uruguayans, though, nice and snappy, but aggressive in how we've closed down. It hasn't been a case of taking a step backwards. We've very much tried to get in the Uruguayans' face and stifled any type of build-up.
Ravello Rios, his 89th cap tonight. Yet to score a goal, which will tell you all about his position in the side. Sanchez, it's attempting balls to Ani, has managed to stay onside. Find the finish straight at Darren Randolph, but the Irish back four looking to the assistant referee on the near side and still asking the question.
Well, it's too easy. The line of the back four isn't good enough. Kevin Long plays him on. Jane Duffy just lets him drift off his shoulder. Presume he felt he was going to be in an offside position. He clearly wasn't.
Intercepted by Vecino, who can charge on here. Director Vizcaya. Sanchez breaks down with him, though Long. Now Whelan. Tallies it up, but now some time for Darren Randolph to survey his options. Sanchez is pushed right up here in the central area. Randolph looking to play it out from the back, so he goes wide to Duffy. That central area closed off, and Duffy into the feet of Brady. Here is Ward. Burnley contingent, big Derby contingent, maybe soon to be an even bigger Preston North End contingent as well, with the calls for Sean Maguire, who's on his way there off the back of a thrilling hat-trick against Dundalk, top of the table clash in the Electricity League. Game watched by Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane. If there's a good time to score a hat-trick, I guess that's it, Keith.
I think his time will come. Absolutely no doubt about it. I love the way he's gone about it. Didn't quite happen out first time round when he went to West Ham. Came back. He's really kicked on, certainly in the last 12 months or so. And Simon Grayson deserves a lot of credit. He's not afraid to come forward to his players and give them the opportunity when they still think there's that little bit of snobbery in English clubs. What these League of Ireland carvers are capable of. Richie Towell will come good next year, and I think he shouldn't be discounted just yet. He'll be on loan next year.
Brady and Caceres at full stretch, making sure that didn't get through to Christie. Brady's there again. There is Laxalt, first chance to get forward. Christie quickly goes side, and the physical strength to see him out over the far touchline. So your interview with Cyrus Christie earlier, it's pretty impressive.
What, Cyrus? He's a lovely fella. I was really impressed with him. Really open, spoke very well. I just mentioned before the game the sense of how much that he wants to be involved. He went to the Euros last year, didn't kick the ball, wasn't an issue for him. He felt it was still a really good experience. I actually use Richard as an example. Richard went to the World Cup in 2002, had to wait 10 years. Hopefully Cyrus won't have to wait that long. Hopefully he's there next year at a World Cup.
Punching challenge by Jimenez on Johnny Hayes. Hayes just out of camera, limping away from that. Here is Christie, inside to Brady. Ravello Rios right there with him. Neatly worked between Christie and Brady. And there's his pace to charge on. Looked like he might have been clipped, and the referee will bring it back. It was a foul. But positive and ambitious. An aggressive run from Cyrus Christie after a lovely link up with Robbie Brady down that right hand side again.
Yeah, it's come a lot down that side, hasn't it? Cyrus eases him off. He might well have come just before that. He's always willing to get forward. Shows good composure. Again, it gives us a really good opportunity. Kevin Long, Duffy make their way forwards. John Walters having a little chat with Duffy.
Plenty going on in there. Kevin Long and John Walters, and at the moment it's the wide man Diego Laxalt who's picking up John Walters. I think Ireland might fancy that as a mismatch as Brady teases it in straight into the hands of the waiting goalkeeper Esteban Conde there. Great touch for Duffy. Makes the most of it as well, Brady. Lovely first touch that to give himself time and space. And rolls it across this plush surface to Johnny Hayes. Ward on the outside. Hayes. Back with Whelan. Start again with Long. Chris pass out to Christie. Hendrick ahead of him. Caceres his marker. Chance for Hendrick to swing this one in. Hayes looking to take it on the touch away from Quades. You could see the idea. Just didn't quite come off for Johnny Hayes.
I think he's really unfortunate. He comes all the way in off that left hand side, picks up a really good position. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Quades just comes in, he nicks it around him. It just drifts away from him. Really good intentions for Johnny Hayes.
Clever player, Keith. A bit of a nomadic existence before he arrived in Scotland 2009 with Inverness, and made a really good career for himself at Aberdeen.
Very much on. There's a lot of talk of possibly playing at Celtic Park next year. Would be superb. Just Johnny the first to have an Irish player playing in a team that will undoubtedly be successful again next year, playing Champions League football.
Great feed from Loretta Vizcaya, and then it was Vecino. He had the runner, and Carlos Sanchez on his inside. And as good a piece of play as we've seen from the visitors so far. Just really now, without Suarez, as we said, with Cavani going up, they don't really have that focal point up front. Carlos Sanchez from midfield is playing quite centrally, and Stuani, as we've seen him play at club level as well, likes to drift into the wide areas.
And they've lost a huge player. Mr. Suarez not been available. Cavani going off so early. It's a different proposition now. Stuani is a very, very willing runner. Quite a few times for Middlesbrough over the last couple of years. We've already seen him turn onto Shane Duffy's shoulder, so he's more than able, certainly nowhere near the levels of Suarez and Cavani.
And I think Long wanted that one more than Sanchez, so he bit into the tackle. Good start from Kevin Long. You would have seen Edinson Cavani sitting down there, so it's obviously nothing too serious. So, might be something that will rule him out of a big game against Italy on Wednesday, having made his name originally with Palermo, but really in those 3 seasons with Napoli, over 30 goals each season. Just incredible numbers, and unselfish player, as you said earlier. Here they go again. Areta Vizcaya into the penalty area, looks for a pick out on the edge. It's like Saul coming forward, looking to find that top corner, looking for his first international goal. Former underage star, just his 3rd senior cap tonight. It was a chance.
A bit laborious there. First time we've been cut out to this degree. It's a clever little ball across. Areta Vizcaya. Maxwell just can't work it inside that far post, fortunately, for the Irish team.
Starting to grow into it a little bit. Randolph, Walters his target. Standing strong in front of Vecino. Flicks off the head of Whelan. Good reactions from Brady. A percentage ball for Johnny Hayes to chase. Maxi Pereira, knowing that the touchline was going to aid him there. What a career he's had, over 500 club games, Maxi Pereira. Back in his homeland with Defensor, 8 seasons Benfica, and then making a controversial move, I guess, to Porto. 2 seasons there now. Much decorated player, scored in that World Cup semi-final. 3-2 defeat to the Netherlands after all the drama that came against Ghana. Here was John Walters, squares it across, no one there.
Well, as that ball went right across the 6-yard box, Brady was just on the outside of the 18-yard box, immediately recognises that he should have been in that area, somewhere in the vicinity. Puts his hand up. Well orchestrated again. Jeff Hendrick, nice little slide pass to John Walters.
Vecino sets it there for Areta Vizcaya. Vecino again, Maxi Pereira. 119th cap as he extends his all-time record. Areta Vizcaya, lovely touch on the inside of Ward. Stuani can compliment what went before from his teammate Walters. Jimenez steps in and in again on Hendrick. And now Walters will give chase. Maxi Pereira going with him and Coates. Safety first from the Sporting Lisbon centre half.
Got to be alive to that danger. Uruguay's just cranking it up a notch or two. Right to the sky, just showing exactly what he's capable of. Very tidy in possession. Duffy yet again strong in the tackle, followed by Jeff Hendricks.
Whelan onto Christie and now Brady. And the ball rolled inside towards Walters, who had made the run away by Jose Jimenez. Sanchez a little bit late on Whelan. Referee allows the advantage. Brady, lovely pick out again. He's passing very impressive in these early stages. Walters finds that yard of space. Oh, fabulous goal, Jonathan Walters. What about that? Space at a premium. Really didn't look like it was on, but what a peach. Top corner. Very little backlift. Just picked his spot. That is an absolute beauty.
Superb, really is. Glenn Whelan again in those advanced areas. A little bit of a mix-up between him and Walters here. A little bit confused, but he's strong. Just shifts it to one side. It may well have taken a deflection, but I don't think it has. Really good technique. But John Walters doesn't slash at it, doesn't try and smash it. He just guides it into that top corner. Conde has no chance.
The Irish captain with a moment of magic. What a strike from Jonathan Walters. As we head towards the half-hour mark, you'd have to say, given the performance so far, it's a deserved lead for the Republic of Ireland.
The Uruguayans have only been in it for the last 5-6 minutes. Shown a few little glimpses. We've by far been the better side. Intensity levels, the crispness in how we pass the ball, close the ball down, and yet another example there. It's been a very, very good opening half-hour or so.
And the rest of this guy is starting to come into it down the right-hand side, but Exalt has had 28 minutes to forget so far on the opposite flank. But for Johnny Walters, it's a 13th international goal and his 49th cap. One of the first names on the team sheet, Winfit, huge fan favourite. That was a superb goal. Stuani right of the sky to give chase. Plays it in the corner and then runs it out of play.
Again, slick feet, right to the sky, very comfortable in possession. Stephen Ward, he's come onto that right hand side at times. He's going to have to double up, or certainly one of the midfielders come across just to provide that little bit of cover.
Right to the sky, Champions League winner this season, the CONCACAF version of it. Pachuca in Mexico. And here's an opportunity for Uruguay. Free kick in a good position. A chance for Jose Jimenez and Sebastian Coates, who are already rumbling forward towards that Republic of Ireland penalty area.
Kevin Long's just been asking referee Craig Thompson exactly what that was for, and to say I'm in his corner. I don't feel it was a foul at all.
Carlos Sanchez will be the taker. Just see, it's Shane Duffy doing the organising. Stephen Ward exactly where he wants him here. Held in towards the back post. Coates climbing. Jimenez got a slight touch on it.
It was a very well marshalled line. Shane Duffy was barking orders. You could hear him from up here. He was trying to get Cyrus Christie a little bit more narrow. Came along. Just reaches out just to get a crucial head to it.
Centre half pairing has done well so far, albeit not under huge pressure. Caceres, quick feed from him, closed down by Christie. And it's Walters. Coates to clip it down the line, far too much on that for Luxalto. General impression seemed to be that maybe we would see John O'Shea starting tonight, maybe alongside Shane Duffy, but Richard Keogh having played also against Mexico. But I'll just ask you about that in a moment as we look back at this Walters goal again. Certainly worth another look.
I think it was superb. It was a lovely little give and go by Glenn Whelan. I thought he should have given it back to him, but once it comes in there, look at the composure, technical ability. I love seeing John Walters playing a central area. I think that's been the one key for this trip, that he will play that role, but I have to be perfectly honest in saying that's not something that I would expect him to do game in, game out.
But just on John O'Shea, if we were expecting it to be, more or less the side or edging towards the side that we expect to see against Austria, surprised not to see him there? Well, we don't know the ins and outs. Maybe there's a slight niggle or something, and maybe he's not being chanced today.
Yeah, well, that may well be a reason. I think Shane Duffy has been given every opportunity to get himself in a position where he's match sharp enough to play next weekend. And I have to be honest, I think John O'Shea, certainly after how he played against Wales in March, I would put him alongside Duffy. So for me, it's a little bit of a surprise that he hasn't started today.
And Kieran Clark, one of those on the injured list at the moment, of course, as well. Kieran Clark and Seamus Coleman, many would have them, perhaps both of them in the back four, and Clark is developing a good understanding with Duffy as well.
Yeah, very much so. I think when you look at those two as well, it's probably been the best two centre-halves in the league this year, alongside Lewis Dunk at Brighton. They've had very, very good years. I think it's been a good year for Kieran Clark after the huge move from Aston Villa, that he played all the way through. It was a real test of his character and his country that were flying colours. I fully expect him to kick on again next season in the Premier League.
There's Stuani, Stephen Ward all over the back of him, and not going to have too much cause for complaint there. So a second free kick in a matter of a few moments from a similar angle now for Sanchez.
Just a bit too eager. Stuani's clever. He just stops a little bit. Steve Ward just into the back end. Thompson straight away.
Sanchez has walked away from this one, so it will be Jonathan Oreta-Vizcaya to take. Jose Jimenez quite deep for this one as well, pointing to exactly where he wants. A great ball in. Terrific header from Duffy to get it up and over.
Well, if the last header of Kevin Long off the last free kick was crucial, this is even more so. He's overstretching. He misses this one. Caceres has a free head. Crucial header.
Great ball from Oreta-Vizcaya, and he'll take the corner as well. Big men on the penalty spot, and the header off the crossbar and over from Caceres. Uruguay looking to respond pretty quickly to that Jonathan Walters goal, and that's as close as they've come.
We speak about what a threat we are from attacking set pieces. Coming under severe pressure. Uruguayans, Caceres, free header. It's a great connection to it. And unfortunately watches the ball just flick off the crossbar. It's a let off.
Maybe a bit of a shop window situation for Martin Caceres, if that's not being disrespectful to him, not at all given the career that he's had, but those injuries, bad ankle injury and Achilles injury in the last few seasons, just really a luckless few campaigns for the centre half come full back. Like we said, still just 30. Huge high level career, and someone, if they can sort out those injuries, will get a good player. Wheeler, sharp tackle again, this one on Vecino. There's Coates. Caceres to turn it on. Duffy immediately read it and stepped in ahead of Stuani. Here is Brady. It's been an impressive right hand side for Ireland today. Long. And now Duffy. Caceres with a little cushion header into midfield. Arevalo Rios, and now Vecino. Jimenez, now Coates, who's had his critics of course at club level, but been a regular starter in the qualification campaign for Oscar Tabarez. Maybe one of those players who, when it comes to the national team, is maybe feeling a little bit more confident. This is worrying. Shane Duffy down. It hasn't meant a tarsal injury. It cost him the end of the season. I'm not quite sure, I have to confess, which foot that was on, but he's just taking the boot off just to have a little look at something here. Quickly back to his feet, so hopefully it was just a bit of a footwear problem more than anything else.
Certainly worrying Martin O'Neill, a lot of other people in this stadium. Let's see a big man going down like that.
Big period in his career. We've spoken about certain players out there who've had bad injuries. Of course, Shane Duffy's right up with them. Just 25 years of age. I'll be hoping heading into the prime of his career now. And certainly Martin O'Neill knows him well. Looking to stake a claim as a long-term starter in one of those centre-back positions, Duffy.
Well, there was a huge void left. You won't like me saying it, when Richard Dunn retired a few years ago, there was a lack of a leader there, and certainly I think over the last year or so, certainly since the March internationals going into the Euros last year, I think that's when Shane Duffy came of age. Certainly at the Euros, and again this season, he's had a super season, he really has. I think he's matured. Every time I see him, he's turned into a real leader for us, and I'm sure he will be for a number of years to come.
Another set piece for the Republic of Ireland to defend. Just about 8 minutes to go to half-time. Montez amongst those forward again. Let's keep an eye on Caceres as well. John Walters marking him. Randolph comes into traffic, but that didn't get there, and it's in. Uruguay equalise. Jose Jimenez with the final touch, it seemed. Randolph made the decision to come and try and get that, maybe based on the quality of the earlier service at free kicks. Now Jimenez went in bravely for his 4th international goal.
Well, it's not as if we haven't been warned. Dan Randolph cannot come for that ball. It's as simple as that. The type of ball means he's never going to get there. At 6s and 7s, does he shout, does he scream away? He gets caught in no man's land. And it sails. It's come off his shoulder, actually. Jimenez, slightly fortunate. But we've been warned. They've had a couple of free kicks. The corner kick, Caceres has hit the bar. It's a really poor goal to give away.
Well, the young centre-half from Atletico Madrid gets his reward for attacking it. Darren Randolph still just feeling his shoulder, his collarbone. He felt the contact there. But all tied up at 1-1 in Dublin now. Here's Robbie Brady. Johnny Hayes just having a look down the right-hand side now in a switch with Brady. Whelan. Hayes gets a touch, and now Christie. Sets it there for Hayes again on the left foot. Whips it in low, away by Arevalo Rios. Duffy getting physical with Stuani. Let's see the Irish reaction in the closing minutes into half-time now. Always frustrates managers to concede at set pieces, doesn't it?
Consider how good we are at our own. We're so dominant. Robbie Brady, when he's on the ball, he tends to put the ball on the money. Shane Duffy goes and attacks it. John Walters, whoever's playing, we're such a threat to attacking set pieces. They've been knocking at the door. The Uruguayans have been very, very dangerous themselves. Really, really tough to give away. Unavoidable.
I caught a little wry smile from Maxi Pereira. There's so much miles in those legs. He's still just 32, but the ball from Areta Vizcaya, there's too much of him there. And now, despite the Irish protest, given as a Uruguayan throw-in, Areta Vizcaya back to Arevalo Rios and on to Coates. Vecino. There's a little nibble and it's there again. Archer joining in. Uruguay composed. Coates with Conde. And now the goal scorer Jimenez again. Messing it up this time. Goes for Stuani. Clever from Kevin Long. Just tucked underneath. Let the ball do the work. Right hand side, Hayes. Brings it across towards this near side. Ward. Back in tandem with Brady. Irishman down. It's Harry Archer this time. And he will require some attention. These are the moments that international managers just shake their head in frustration at. We've seen Oscar Tabarez lose Edinson Cavani early in the play, and now we've had Shane Duffy down, thankfully recovered. But Harry Arter will need a little more treatment here. Let's see if we can pick up exactly what happened.
Played very well. It's just the way you see his left ankle there. After he passes it, takes a stride forward, and it just goes from underneath him. Hopefully it's just one of those where it gives you that little bit of a shock, but then you realise actually it's not too bad.
And Dr. Alan Byrne is out there to have a look as we see Aidan McGeady going through his warm-up. If he gets on today, he'll move past Tony Cascarino in terms of all-time caps for the Republic of Ireland. Aidan McGeady on 88 as it stands. Harry Arter to report he looks good to go again.
There was a bit of a talking point between myself and the lads in the studio before the game. We were just trying to deliberate and contemplate next weekend's starting 11, and all saying, could he get Wes Houlihan and Harry Arter into the same team? Probably couldn't. So the personnel, with Jeff being a firm favourite, Glenn Whelan playing that holding role, just felt it was going to be Harry Arter or Wes Houlihan.
And I think at this point Jeff Hendrick has certainly cemented his place as a guaranteed starter for Martin O'Neill. Playing in that almost number 10 role today, Hendrick, and he's racing through the middle here, and Harry Arter will look to pick him out. Good run by Hendrick. Coates heads away only to the edge of the area. Walters looking for the free kick. Referee not buying that. Vecinos was the challenge. Hendrick works it on, and now back into the penalty area. Christie towards the back post. Here comes Brady. Great ball back in. Oh, Walters, how did he manage to miss it? Oh, he's pulled out a wonder goal already today, but there from maybe 2 yards, he has somehow contrived to hit the crossbar, John Walters. Fantastic move. Deserved a finish. Should have had a finish.
Deserved the goal, you're right, Des. It was as slick a move as you're going to get. Brady just produces the perfect ball right across into his pad. He can't believe he's missed it.
Sanchez looking for the intricate touch for Stuani. Might that one get mentioned or replayed in training during the week?
I sincerely hope not. Certainly after the goal that he scored already this afternoon, he will not be able to comprehend that he's missed that split second. Just can't quite keep it down.
I say it tongue in cheek, we know what footballers are like. That's away by Ward. Maxi Pereira. Casino. And Reta Vizcaya, who has been, when he has been on it down the right hand side, has been impressive for Uruguay in this first half. Maxi Pereira popping up infield. Here is Matthias Vecino again. Carlos Sanchez. And then Arevalo Rios across to Laxalt. This is football in Italy these days with Genoa, the youngster. Hasn't really delivered on underage promise so far though. Jimenez and Vecino. Archer, great work from him. Putting in the hard work that his teammates will appreciate.
Well, we've got our rewards by that type of industry closing down right across the park. How well we orchestrate this. Right ball into a deep area. Robbie Brady pulls it back. And Walters, how he hasn't found the back of the net, I really don't know. I'm sure he doesn't either.
Looks like it may have come off his shin in the end, John Walters. Still shaking his head about that one. Here is Duffy, striding forward to add another number into the Uruguay half. Christie. Well defended by Laxalt that time. Walters. Christie again. Johnny Hayes is there, and he's got it on that left foot. Good angle for Hayes. Looks to drive it in low, headed away from just inside his penalty area by Egidio Arevalo Rios. Long. Calmly done inside to Wheeler. Here is Hayes. Looking up here and there, Johnny Hayes, Arthur, Brady. Foul by Maxi Pereira after the ball was gone. A little bit of indiscipline from one of the most experienced players out there.
Yeah, we're slightly fortunate there. Bobby Brady just assumed that Stephen Ward would make that run down the line. It's clearly going out of play. Again, it gives us a good opportunity.
And what will be the last action of this first half as well. Lovely angle this for Robbie Brady. The Uruguay defence drops off. Brady whips it in, looking for a touch. Stephen Ward was amongst those in there. Faintest of touches, just needed a little bit more. But an eventful first half, very promising start from the Republic of Ireland as they gone about their business in an imposing fashion. Brilliant goal from Jonathan Walters to put them in front just as we headed towards the half-hour mark. Darren Randolph will rue the concession of the equalisers. He came for a ball that Jose Jimenez got to first. Walters with that wonderful chance to restore the Republic of Ireland lead. And as we head to the dressing rooms, we will do so on a half-time score at the Aviva Stadium of the Republic of Ireland 1, Uruguay 1.
Brings you GAA clips on social media.
Excellent score!
Like Air Sport on Facebook, follow Air Sport on Twitter, and follow Air Sport on Instagram.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful play!
Don't miss the best GAA clips on Air Sport social media.
Be ready. Don't leave getting the best value to chance. Betfair have the best odds on all English football. So no matter what league you're betting on, you'll get the best odds on English football at Betfair. Betfair. Win bigger.
3 seconds can be an eternity. The smallest mistake can cost you victory. And 27 meters is all that separates you from triumph. Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series. Inishmore, Saturday, June 24th. Watch live on redbull.tv.
Get your summer started with a visit to the Outdoor Scene, Ireland's biggest supplier of premium barbecues. We're the outdoor specialists for garden furniture, patio heating, barbecues and so much more. Go online at outdoor.ie and browse our latest and greatest product arrivals, including the biggest range of Weber barbecues and other quality brands. We offer delivery nationwide, so go online or visit our showroom today at the Outdoor Scene, Goatstown Cross, Goatstown, Dublin 14.
The honest player gets up in the morning and looks himself in the mirror and says, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better.
Be prepared for anything, from front line to back, with the Gillette Fusion range.
Men's hair takes on a lot. But with new Head & Shoulders Men Ultra collection, it's up to the challenge. Its formula with high performance booster gives you up to 100% flake free and strong hair. New Head & Shoulders Men Ultra, designed for men.
Get Sky TV and Sky Fibre from €59 a month, because life's better when you get together. Keep the little messers out of trouble. Go on an adventure through the jungle. Coconut! Shout for your county until your voice is gone. Roar on the lions. Roar, or get ready for edge-of-your-seat drama with Sky Atlantic. Relax, it's only an old dog. All on Sky Q, the next generation box. So get Sky TV and Sky Fibre from €59 a month. Search Sky 59. Hurry, offer ends 15th of June. Sky, believe in better.
The last time Ireland were on American soil, they made history.
A big try for Ireland, an unbelievable performance at Soldier Field.
This time they take on the US from the Red Bull Arena. Plus, Joe Schmidt's side travel to take on Japan in 2 test matches as they aim for a clean sweep. Ireland's Summer Tour, this June, live on Air Sport.
That is the story of the half so far at the Aviva. One apiece between Ireland and Uruguay after an eventful and entertaining opening 45 minutes. Dennis and Richard, I think it's fair to say Ireland have been pretty good today so far.
Yeah, I think we've been on the front foot, particularly in the first half hour. I thought we were aggressive, positive. I thought down the right channel. I think Christie and Brady have linked up very well. Hendricks played a much more forward role than we've seen him before, and it's worked to a certain extent. Set pieces against us has been a problem, which is a surprise considering the height we've got in the team, but a lot of positives in that first half.
Cracking goal by John Walters, picks out the top corner. Lovely strike, isn't it, Richard?
Yeah, it was a great goal, and you can see how hard he works every time, but he gets sort of stuck in a small, tight situation, and he's only got one option, and he's taken it, he's executed it brilliantly into the top corner.
Kind of hits it almost like a free kick, Dennis, doesn't he? Like he gets it up and over.
Yeah, it's great technique. It's just a snap decision. Hardly any backlift. Listen, he scored some great goals and very important goals for us. We know there's goals in him. He's such an important player for Ireland, and he's come up trumps there. Although the miss he has later in the game,
we're doing our best to pick up the goal before we absolutely hammer him.
That's a great goal. It really is.
Cracking goal. Not so from an Ireland point of view, the equaliser, Richard. I mean, arguably we shouldn't really just concede goals like they should be. It's a real mix-up.
It is, and with the strength and the height that we have on our side, it's surprising, like Dennis was saying. But this is when you're not playing games. You think for Darren Randolph, you start trying to prove things nearly where he just stays on his line. I think he'll pick it up handy enough. But we were warned not too long before they hit the crossbar from a thing, so it's something that they'll have to work on a bit more and a bit more organisation, I think it might be.
You're presuming that Randolph gives the shout and therefore everyone in front of him, Dennis, is off the hook, but as Richard quite rightly says, there was that little shot across the boys where they hit the crossbar before that, so something to work on during the week.
Definitely, but as Richard was saying, the back four are probably all 6 foot plus. Hendricks, Walters, all good in the air, but the keeper's made the wrong decision. But we did have a warning. Sarah's a grey header here, hitting the bar, and it really is surprising that they are causing us so much trouble.
Great ball in, great ball across, and what happened next?
Yeah, it was just one of those things. He won't believe it himself that he's missed it, and it's just it's too easy, and you just think it's nearly celebrating before it's in. But it was a great move, and they played really well in the first half, Ireland, and there's been plenty of positives about it.
On a positive note, it takes John Walters, I'm told, to joint 10th in the all-time scoring charts alongside Jerry Daly and Jimmy Dunn, so he's in esteemed company. He might still pass them out in the second half if he gets another chance from a couple of yards out. But the pre-season football tournaments won't be too long coming around. Live coverage of Arsenal against their erstwhile Champions League tormentors Bayern Munich in China on Air Sport on the 19th of July. In Orlando then on the 22nd, Tottenham taking on PSG again in the Champions Cup. On the 29th, Chelsea take on Inter. That's being played at the National Stadium in Singapore. And on the same day in Miami, it's the Clásico as Barcelona play Real Madrid. And a quick reminder that Air Broadband customers enjoying our coverage on the Air Sport app can now cast the action through Chromecast onto their television. But here at the Aviva, it is one apiece at half-time between Ireland and Uruguay. Cracking goal from John Walters to get us underway, and then 6 minutes later, the reply from the South Americans. Stay with us for the second half in just a moment.
The Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland 2017, this August on Air Sport. See the best teams and most exciting players in Women's World Rugby converge on Ireland as Dublin and Belfast host the event. The Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland 2017, this August, live on Air Sport.
The boys in green are lining up. A nation holds its breath. Carlsberg, a proud partner of Irish football.
The Fujifilm X-T20. Quality on every shot thanks to the high-speed X Processor Pro Image processing engine. Use the Auto Mode selector lever for intelligent, fully automatic shooting. The joy of intuitive photography with touchscreen operation. Fujifilm's legendary color film simulation modes. Shoot amazing quality 4K video. Compose your shot with dramatic camera angles using the tilting LCD monitor. The Fujifilm X-T20. Quality on every shot.